Hey guys, I hope you're going extremely well. Welcome to another Elite Backtesters event. We're in Discord with the David Tech fam talking about the best trading strategies on TradingView. I'm joined by Vlad. Vlad, how you going, mate?
Hello, everybody. Hello, David. Nice to be
Hi,
here.
mate. How you going?
All
We're
good.
just having a bit
All
of a
good.
weird conversation in Discord. I'm getting a bit, yeah.
It's fine. I mean, talking
Yeah,
to
it's good.
people, that's one of the benefits of having a community, right? It's one of the
Absolutely, yeah,
perks.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about Jersey. I didn't realize that Jersey was so different to the UK rules, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, need to look into that. Could be helpful. Cool, fantastic. Vlad, before we go any further, do you want to just drop the disclaimers in and we can get on with the show?
Awesome. So, guys, as you might be already aware, we are not financial advisors. We are just trying to debunk the market with code, with reasoning, and recently AI. And of course, make these tools available for you as well. So, the financial decisions are 100% up to you. Warning, if you're being approached by somebody claiming to be a David Tech official or getting approached to invest into some kind of a third party to give away money to get 2 Bitcoins in exchange of one or anything like that, that's 100% not us. So I would suggest you to report that message to Discord. If you want to talk to a David Tech official or staff member, just shout in the general chat and somebody will be more than happy to help you out. If you have any questions, feel free to interrupt at any moment. This is an open mic session, so you just have to turn up your microphone and directly speak, ask the question away. If you wish to not be recorded, because this is a recorded session, just mention in the chat or a little bit beforehand so we can mute you and yeah, save the recording for later watch, just in case anybody doesn't have the time or the time frame is a little bit odd, the time zone, sorry. And yeah, we are recording so we can save keep for later watch. On today's agenda, 2nd of April, we do have the happenings of the week. It's pretty much like a wrapping up the things that happened within the week. We also have some of the second part of the Elite Backtesters setup, on which I'm going to go through them very, very fast, and some more stuff, some news about AI, some discussions with the people. In case if you guys have any questions, this is pretty much the best time to be around. So, the happenings of the week. This week was pretty packed. Sorry, David, did you want to add something?
No, I said it certainly is the place to
Oh,
be.
certainly. Indeed, indeed. The whole David community is the best place to be. Right, so this week, first of all, we had a new video for YouTube showing the potential of Claude of optimizing the existing strategies. So in the future, could be a good idea to maybe link all of the David Tech strategies together and Claude improve. Basically, it's just two words, right? Or just maybe just one, just
Absolutely.
improve.
Yeah.
And who knows what will be the outcome. But generally good. I mean, your video proved the point. I mean, definitely AI
It's
has
good.
some kind of a place in having like a decision about the strategy and actually a place of improvement, I believe.
Absolutely, yeah. As an algo trader, it's also nice to understand the decisions behind things and things like that. And he explains very well why decisions are made, especially when optimizing and things like that. It's very interesting.
True. I mean, you have this possibility of instead of like running the optimization inside TradingView where it's low, you're limited. Sometimes it's
Yep.
giving you a timeout error. Uh, Sometimes it's extremely slow, not just slow, and so on. You could just run into Python or some kind of third environment, and yeah, just done. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
A
Yeah,
million
yeah.
of possibilities.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. There's some really cool things going on inside of trading with Algo. Unfortunately, there's a lot of noise as well, especially with poly markets and things like that.
Oh.
But yes, yes. You have to sift through to find the good stuff. But there is some really good stuff going on currently.
Awesome. So if you wish to learn a little bit more about the newest video, please feel free to check it out over YouTube on our YouTube channel. Then we also had our good old friend Yuli, the
Yes.
electrical engineering teacher inside our community. And he quoted a very interesting indicator on Monday, and over Wednesday we had it as a strategy. I was able to get an early look, of course.
Yep.
And also, I ran it through the Davitech boilerplate, and the results were pretty damn good. I mean, getting close to 800% profits within the 20 to 25% maximum drawdown. That's very, very, very good. And actually, the very recent releases of Yuli have been extremely good. I mean, you have the Lyapunov, you have the OCP, you have everything. It's just, I hope that, I don't know, by the end of the summer, we're going to have like a 50 indicators library on which we can just combine them together. And maybe we can
Yep.
have like multiple indicators like the NNFX model when you link. I suppose, David, you can speak a little bit more about it, where you can link multiple indicators types, and then you can get pretty much like a ready strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just by putting some structure into a strategy instead of just having indicators. I hope with things like the Yuli MA that's going to give us give us the trend direction, we're going to be able to have some really, really interesting indicators and more than indicators, just strategies that give us the rules for the entries. Yeah, absolutely. It looked fantastic on backtest. So looking forward to that. Hopefully they do well in forward testing. Time will tell, but yeah, very interesting.
That's very good. Also, we had the Elite Backtesters meeting where we have reviewed pretty much to like 15 setups. Now we have another 12 or so. They are on top of my screen. If you guys feel free to count them. And yeah, results have been very good. Also, within this weekend, we are going to have a refresh. So if you guys have submitted up until the previous Tuesday, I think like 1 hour or 2 hours before the actual live event in the evening, like this one. So a couple of hours before now, but over Tuesday, our bot will go through your setup, and then let's just don't call it he. It will evaluate your setup so far, and of course unlock you the elite backtesters access based on the requirements of having a healthy equity curve, having the profits at a larger margin than the maximum drawdown, and so on. So these are all just very easy criteria in order to not really release access to something that would actually nobody trade, but still not make it impossible, if that makes any sense. Also, in regards to that topic, I would like to review the second part of the setups. And yeah, let's just jump right into that. I'm not sure if there is any questions
There's a
so
couple.
far.
Nelson was talking about Jersey, which I'm very interested in. And then we had a question about how to get hold of the trading view charts, which William is reaching out to you now. Togo, I think you've already managed to do that. And Make, I think you may have the package where you have to do it through Discord. So I've just sent the Discord channel to you so you can actually add the trading view strategies through there. And that was it. Over to you again.
Great. Let's just then move forward with the charts. Let me see if everything is fine. YouTube should be fine.
Very good start.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, we have a setup on cloud over 45 minutes chart time frame. We do have the Steve Surge, which is, as you might guys already know, is one of the best strategies within Davitech, with a very, very good performance. I mean, extremely good 15,300% profits, maximum drawdown 24%, total trades a little low, 106, but still, again, you know what the say is, if it works, it works. If in the future it proves to be reliable and it's not overfit, because for example, if you have a very low amount of trades, there could be a little bit of overfitting, like we are pretty much getting the best scenarios of possibilities with these rules that the strategy currently has. And there could be two results if it's overfit. One, it means that the actual conditions might never happen, or happen like once every, I don't know, year or something like that. Or two, actually, I don't know how to explain. Help me out a little bit, David. I cannot find the word.
I was trying to answer a question, so that really wasn't good timing. Again.
Exactly. About the
What were you saying?
overfitting, I skipped the second word. So we're pretty much choosing, like, cherry picking. There you go, cherry picking the good trades, and these might never actually happen, regardless of the conditions. So we cherry picked once based on the conditions, and then we cherry pick pretty much again by over filtering the good trades out of the already cherry picked trades. There you go. I hope I was pretty fair on explaining. So yeah, the win rate 61% and a profit factor of 3.1. Performance of the past months, I mean, it's pretty solid. This year didn't have any trade because the conditions were not yet gathered. For example, it's using like a 1,000 units AMA or something, and the 1,000 units in particular didn't happen yet. That's why we don't have any trade. Or it started with July 30th, and yeah, there is no trades in one day. There is definitely a pattern, at least two patterns. I mean, January has been always negative, so losing actually money. And then right after that, it was always profitable. So it could be an idea to pause the strategy at the end of December. Equity curve looks pretty good, a little bit like a diesel engine torque. So it starts a little bit slow, but whenever it starts, it pretty much shoots up to the stars. Let's see the benchmark of the equity curve. So of the buy and holdings since August 2024. So about 2 years about 1 year and 10 months, something like that. We do have the current performance of negative 80%, which is very close to the minimum ever, and the maximum ever performance 200%, which was around. You guys can even see. If we compare it to our strategy, you definitely cannot see. I mean, I just see a blue line somewhere just flat. Regardless, our strategy is doing extremely good currently at the top peak performance of starting since August 15th, 2024, with 15,300% and with the minimum ever of just negative 10%. Overall, very solid. Next, we have another strategy on 1,000 units of Pepe on 1 hour chart time frame. We have the glitchy trend, which has a performance of 3,200% profits. We have the maximum drawdown of 26%, total trades 161. We do have the win rate of 60% and a profit factor of 2.3. A little bit of a similar, not really issue, but recommendation. This strategy, again, doesn't have much trades. It has 161 over the period of about 3 years. So that's pretty much 1,000. So trade about each 8 days. Really depends on the activity of the market. Still, nothing to worry about if this strategy proves to be reliable in our incubation test. For example, if we run for 1 month and we don't exceed the maximum drawdown, we still have the similar win rate of about 59 to 60% win rate, or even better, improve it. Profit factor of about, again, 2.3, even better if you're actually improving it. These are all just green flags in order to consider to go live, if you wish so, with any strategy, not this one in particular. These are pretty much the bare minimum requirements. Then, of course, you can come up with some improvements. For example, what I do is I'm applying a layer of AI. Every strategy that I would actually consider going live with, I'm also running it through an AI model. Currently, I'm using Gemini 3.1 because of the large 1 million context of tokens. However, with the new Turbo Quant discovery, not really discovery, but blog write, or I don't know how should I call it, release from Google, on which you can store a lot more and make the cache a lot smaller, and as in a token efficiency. Yeah, token efficiency, that's the best wording. You can get a model to run it locally with, I don't know, I suppose millions at some point, depending on how large the model is, how many tokens does it run with, and also how good of a hardware do you have as well. So yeah, then if you have like a local model, you can train it, you can pretty much rely a little bit more on it because it's running locally. You don't need the internet. You don't need to pay a subscription. You don't need anything. You just turn on the computer. It would load up the model that you have trained or pretty much made familiar with your job, task, however you wish to call it, and it's extremely good. For me, it's changed my life. There's a question, I believe. If I think you're unmuted, David. Let me see if there is any question.
Yeah, I'm muted. Yeah, I'm muted. No, just questions about the roles on David Tick and how to sort that out. Meg asked if he said that he sent a chart in January, the 10th of January, and hasn't had access to the elite backtesters. So
I think it really depends on the role refresh, and of course the evaluation of the bot that we have. Again, reliable, something that considerable tradable, and of course having the profits higher than the maximum drawdown. These are just very little minimum requirements.
I'm sure that you won't mind DMing him afterwards.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah,
sure, I think we spoke, me and Mike together, about this, but yeah, more than definitely we can do an update about it. So this strategy, I mean, again, looks pretty good. Again, same story with the equity curve as well. Takes a little bit of time in order to ramp up. Also, the buy to hold benchmark, currently it sits at 143%. So buying and holding since May 30th, 2023. So about 3 years, a little bit under that, having the performance of 143%. Maximum ever, it's 1,300%, which is quite good. I mean, over here in December 2024. Also, the minimum ever, negative 55%. Our strategy here, it's superior in my opinion, definitely currently close to 3,300% with a maximum ever of 3,700% with a minimum ever of 0%. So our strategy pretty much started to win from the beginning, and it pretty much got everything upside the zero line. It's 100% up to you guys if you wish to be the, I suppose, a green equity trader or maybe the blue equity trader to have some kind of a roller coaster inside your life, in the financial life, of course. So, yeah, me personally, I would definitely go with the green one.
Me too.
1 second for drama. Right. So next we have ARB with a 61 chart time frame. Why we are doing this? We are leaning either forward or backwards to a fixed chart time frame. So for a smaller cap coin, we don't have potentially liquidity problems. For example, there are multiple people that trade over a flat time frame. There are multiple services that buy every hour, every 15 minutes. Something happens at a flat hour and so on, at a round hour, round hour. So that's why we are leaning a little bit backwards or forward with the time frame. So we are not really getting into that flat hour. For example, this one, it's on 61 minutes chart time frame with a glitchy trend again, with a performance of 4,300%, maximum drawdown 25%, total trades 244, the win rate 45%, and a profit factor of 2.4. In regards to the equity curve, a little bit again of a diesel engine torque chart, but we can definitely see some patterns. For example, the equity curve is a little bit on the waves. So maybe if you could go and see what happens to the project or maybe to Bitcoin between, for example, right here, October 11th, 2025, up until January 15th, 2026, you can maybe come up with some kind of a filter in order to filter these kind of bad periods. And of course, your equity curve and portfolio will scale a lot higher, a lot better if you could actually filter these kind of periods. Performance over the past months, I see a pattern. January has been always profitable, March as well. And yeah, other than that, it's pretty much like a leave it running and see how it goes. Buy and hold benchmark negative 91%. If you would have bought ARB on April 10th, 2023, so about 3 years in about 8 days from now. It's actually at the minimum ever or very close to, again, 92%, with the maximum ever of just 87%. Our strategy, however, it's way superior. The minimum ever is just 1%, with a current performance of 4,300% and the maximum ever of 4,600%. Very good. Next, we have super over 1 hour chart time frame with a T3 Nexus and the stiffness. We have the performance of 623%, maximum drawdown 21%, total trades 307. The win rate is 49%, and the profit factor of 1.88. Performance of the past months, I mean, I do see the patterns of profitability. January always profitable. June, July, August, and September always profitable, as well as November. And yeah, overall very good. Unfortunately, in 2024, it had these 3 months in a row of negative performance. And yeah, many people, I suppose, would have stopped it, but so far it pretty much never happened. So hopefully that will never happen again. Equity curve, I mean, pretty good, except here, this wave right here, maybe a little bit here. So again, try to filter, guys, manually. Go and look into the project a little bit more. Maybe check with the Bitcoin chart as well what exactly happens within these downtrend periods of the equity curve, and maybe you could actually filter them. Benchmark currently negative, very close. Actually, it's at the minimum ever, 82% on the negative side since December 2023. Also, the maximum ever was 264, which was, I think, around here. So in December 2024. However, currently our strategy is pretty much at the top of the of the performance, 621%, with a minimum ever of negative 6%. Next, we have AVE over 45 minutes chart time frame with the AI versus the Ninja Turtle. What's happening to me? It must be the end of the week. Okay, starting over. We have the performance of 1,200% with a maximum drawdown of about 20% and the total trades of 141. The win rate being very close to 60% and a profit factor, what's happening to me, of about 2. Equity curve looks pretty good. It's a little bit flat since January 31st, 2026, but of course, with time, the equity curve will continue to develop and, of course, hopefully become profitable. Performance of the past months, again, profitability patterns, January, May, and so on, profitable, except September. We have a hit and a miss. Benchmark currently by holding since February 2024, you would be just up 10%, being on the negative most ever with a negative close to 10%, and with the maximum ever of 314%. Currently, however, our strategy is pretty much near the top of the performance, currently at 1,200%. The maximum ever would be 1,300%, with a minimum ever of about 0.03%. Next, we have Bounce Bit. I don't think I heard of this one before. Something new. Over 45 minutes chart time frame with the strategy Steve Search. We have an amazing performance of 10,400%. Maximum drawdown 25%. Total trades 367. That's extremely good. We do have the win rate of 56% and the profit factor very good of 1.43. Performance of the past months, I mean, you can see all of the profitable months in a row. Currently, however, in the last 2 days, we have a negative 4% performance. Look at that. That's some activity right there. Other than that, the equity curve looks very, very good. I mean, it takes a little bit of while in order to gather, but I think it's gathering right from the beginning. Unfortunately, you cannot zoom anymore by just increasing a little bit because of the newest UI of TradingView, but you can definitely see within the numbers like 40, 60, 50, 70, 60, then again a little bit, then very close to 100 and so on. So it's actually increasing. It's just that the recent movements are way more critical to the equity curve. That's why you don't see much changing at the beginning, but surely does. The recent movements are more critical because of the compounding. If you're applying leverage and position sizing, for example, a 10% movement on $1 million, it's way more critical and way more, I suppose, how should I call it, significant than a 10% movement of, I don't know, $100. So the law of large numbers applies well. I love to blame on the law of large numbers, even if it doesn't make any sense to do so, but still looks good. So we do have the benchmark of buy to hold, negative 96% currently and the minimum ever. So pretty much near the minimum ever with a maximum performance of 0%. So if you would have bought bounce bit at on June 10th 2024, you would have never been profitable. So yeah, it's pretty, you can definitely see it's under the white line because you can see, but again, since our strategy is so much profitable, that's why you cannot see the negative momentum, I suppose, of the buying and holding. Our strategy, however, close to the top 12,000%, currently being 10,000% with a minimum ever of 0%. Always profitable since moment zero. We're pretty much halfway through. I'm going to maybe increase the speed a little bit. Let me know, guys, if you want me to slow down. So we have Bitcoin over 135 minutes. We do, let me just fix that. Okay, perfect. We have a custom time frame again of 135 minutes. We have the Braid and Co strategy. Very good to see. Let me check something for the equity. Yeah, it's correct. 2,600% profit, total profit. We have the maximum drawdown of 32%, a little bit higher for the community standard between 20 and 25%. So feel free to get the chart and maybe tune it to your risk to reward tolerance, I suppose. Total trades 103, a little bit lower than the usual ones. We have the win rate of 41% and a profit factor of 2.6. Buying and holding currently 29%, maximum ever being 124%, and with a minimum of negative 68%. Our strategy does very great, currently 2,600% with a maximum ever of 2,800% and a minimum ever of negative 8, very close to 9%. Next, we have a strategy on ADA Cardano over 30 minutes chart time frame. We have the Heikinashi CE with a total profit of 512%, maximum drawdown 18%, very good. So maybe a little bit of more room for improving the risk to reward. Again, it's 100% up to you. Total trades 225. We have the win rate of 55% and a profit factor of 1.55. Performance of the past months looks pretty good, except March. Last year as well, it was not profitable. Other than that, not so many months to have like a proper, I guess, understanding of the future performance based on the past performance, on the performance of the past months. Benchmark of buying and holding since January 22nd, 2025, it would be negative 76%, the maximum ever, with a maximum of just 2%. So just 2% if you would have bought Cardano in 2025 January, you'd be up just 2% today. However, our strategy is doing very good, 512% with a maximum ever of 531% and a minimum ever of 3.59%. Next, we have 1,000 units of Bonk traded at a 1 hour time frame with the a MACD liquidity spectrum with a total profit of 3,780%. That's very good. Maximum drawdown just 24%, total trades 234. I suppose that's not really a bare minimum, but like good. I mean, that's very good. That I have a rule of thumb that if you don't see huge unique trade, that means you're doing okay. It's not really a rule or anything like that. It's just for the very beginners to understand maybe how many trades they should aim for while they are optimizing. Then we have the win rate of 55% and a profit factor of 1.62. Performance over the past months, I mean, doesn't really tell us much. There has been no trades in December for some reason. I'm not sure why there were no trades here. Pretty curious why. Also, the always winners were January, I suppose, June and July. And of course, April is just the second day, so it has time to develop. Maybe we turn green in order to be also always profitable over April in the recorded history, of course, as well. Equity curve looks very good as well. We are pretty much at the top or very near the top of the peak performance. The benchmarks are pretty similar in the maximum ever, a little bit better actually on the buying and holding. Let's see how it looks like. There you go. Again, a good question, which trader you would be, the blue line or the green line? With a current performance of 629% on the buying and holding, with a minimum ever of negative 78%. Our strategy, however, would be currently profitable with 3,780%, with a maximum ever of 4,029 of 4,290%, with a minimum ever of 0%. So again, our strategy was profitable from day zero, and it was always profitable. Next, we have Magic over 30 minutes chart time frame with a dead zone. Very good to see dead zone popping here and there. We have a performance of 126% with a maximum drawdown of just 8%. So maybe could be some room for risking a little bit more if you wish so. Total trades, however, not so many, 132. I suppose it's very close to bare minimum of not having each unique trade. The win rate looks very good, 75%, with a profit factor of 2.2. Equity curve looks pretty good. I mean, profitable from the beginning and eventually does scale up. We are pretty much at the top peak performance as well. Performance of the past month doesn't tell us so much. It's just 1 month and maybe March that was also profitable last year. Other than that, we have a hit and a miss on February, and of course April just started, so that's why we don't have much performance. I think it's 1 day or something disabled. It might be the weekend or Sunday, I don't know. Oh, it's actually today, I believe, disabled. Interesting, to disable Thursday. Anyway, buying and holding, let's quickly check. That's interesting, not in a good way. We have the current buy and hold since January 1st, 2025, being negative 86%, being also at the minimum ever in history, with a maximum ever of 40%. However, our strategy, the minimum ever was negative 0.8%. With the current and the maximum ever, because it's pretty much at the peak currently, 126%. Performance of the past months, I believe I said about it. Next, we have Bitcoin over 2 hours chart time frame with the trend hook, which is again one of the very best strategies within Davidtech. We have the performance of 3,200% profits, maximum drawdown 23%. We have total trades of 351. We do have also the win rate of 45% and the profit factor 1.61. Equity curve looks very, very good. I mean, from the start, it was profitable, a little bit hard at the beginning right there, but it did eventually gone up. We are very, very close to the peak performance right here. Performance of the past months, we can definitely see some patterns. For example, January has been always profitable. April was so far always profitable. Again, it's just 2 days in currently. What else do we have? We also have October, and that's pretty much it. No always losing months in a row. Buying and holding being currently up 21% since February 2021, with a maximum ever 131% and a minimum ever of negative 70%. Our strategy was never negative from the starting point, with a current performance of 3,250% and the maximum ever very close to that, 3,420%. Last two charts for today, guys. We have Arrow over 1 hour chart time frame. We have Trendwho with a very good performance of 1,800%. Maximum drawdown very close to 40%. Not so good, unfortunately. We have the total trades of 197. We have the win rate of 55% and a profit factor of 1.5. Equity curve looks very, very good up until this point. Then I suppose either the strategy has maybe lost its edge, or maybe it's not doing very, very good currently, depending also on what Aero, the project itself, does. I'm not sure, never followed this project, to be honest. Yeah, just leave it to incubation, see how it goes, maybe in a couple of months or maybe a little bit more, maybe like 6 months or so, is going to turn over and of course build some kind of pattern, maybe in the future. Maybe it's like a 2 months in a row being negative or something. We just have to see. Benchmark currently negative 66%, being positive at the maximum with 100% and the minimum of 71% for the buy to hold. Of course, our strategy currently is at 1,800%. The maximum ever would be 3,000% right here, with the minimum ever of 0%. And the last one for today, we have INA over 2 hours chart time frame. We do have the Trendwho strategy with 1,100% performance. We have the maximum drawdown of 26%, total trades 138. Again, maybe could be a little bit more, but if it works, it works. With the win rate of 61% and a profit factor of 2.2. Performance of the past months, we can see the patterns of profitability. January, February, September, October, and December have been always profitable. Buying and holding, not looking so good. Let's try to see. We can definitely see. Currently, buy to hold since April 2024 would be negative 90%, with the maximum ever of about 65%, I believe, right here. However, our strategy currently 1,140%, with that one being also the maximum ever, and with a minimum ever of about negative 3%. That's pretty much it, guys, for today with the charts. Thank you very much for listening to the Elite Backtesters segment. We have finally finished it for this week. It was pretty long. I mean, I'm very happy to see so many submits. People are very active submitting. And
it's incredible, yeah.
It's very good.
Yes, thank you guys. Doing an absolutely amazing job as always. Thank you very much, Vlad, for heading the whole of the Elite team.
I've done what I could,
Yeah, cool. That's great. So that was pretty much the end of the week, guys. On my end, there's been a couple of updates on Strategy Factory. We've improved the signals to TradingView, to Telegram. Increasing also, making them more readable, first of all, and second of all, as of tonight or tomorrow, you should also start seeing P&L inside of those Telegram alerts as well for when a trade closes, which is nice. Won't have to leave wherever you are in the world to go and see your computer to see how the trades are actually going. You get a message with the P&L directly in. Could you please, there's a question, could you please remind of the next charts to get access? So the next one is next week after as soon as Vlad gets back, we'll be releasing all of the charts. So it'll be next week, end of next week, I should imagine. Yeah, Vlad's not here next week, guys, so we're going to be doing lives in Discord most probably on Tuesday and Thursday instead.
We'll let everybody know.
We'll let everybody know. We'll put it into the announcements to let everybody know when we're doing lives. So there'll be only a couple of lives next week. And as for my end, I'm also going to try and do some like we did today, but hopefully with a little bit more success and not screw up the platform. Just so many of you trying to get in at the same time. No, I was just kidding. There was a problem with Webinar Jam, so we will redo that one as well. And I'll also do some challenges. My idea behind the challenges is building some trading portfolios using Strategy Factory AI, choosing bots that I would use and doing them live with you guys so that we can follow along together and build some portfolios using Strategy Factory AI and doing it live and then coming back after 3 or 4 days to see how they are trading. And that is pretty much it from my end. Vlad, what about yourself? All good?
All good on my end.
Nice.
On regards to AI, Gemma 4 just released. I'm very
Yes.
happy and very keen to see what Google has been cooking for open models as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we
Quen
have open
3.6
models.
released. Yeah, as
Somebody
well.
released an MCP server for which Fred just sent me as well for TradingView. So that's going to be fun to look over the weekend, see what that does. It's for the TradingView app instead of TradingView the website. So it seems pretty interesting. Hopefully it'll be something that we'll be able to build upon and look at. It looks pretty interesting to me. Yeah, Claude Code added GitHub support, which really isn't that going to help us that much, but there's some really cool stuff going on. Really, really good, cool stuff currently at the moment. If anybody's working on anything in OpenClaw or wants me to do any like step-by-step guides and doing them every day, I'm happy to do it in these meetups that we do. Just tell me what you want and I will do it.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
All right,
guys, that's it for us. I'll just wait for the last couple of questions. I see that a couple of you guys are typing. Nelson,
just
nice seeing you, mate. Thank you for the tip today. And I love the Del Boy logo. Fantastic. Those were the days, weren't they? Vlad doesn't remember those days.
I don't. Didn't leave them.
And when Moon, how you going? Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, day. See you all on Monday. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.
Right, mate. Take care. Great stream again. Thank you.